Yeah. Everyone should be able to see my screen. And okay, so this is the dollar index. Since last week, I was anticipating a move down now because we've had such a long stretch, and we've had dips where buyers kept buying the market, and now we've had the area of consolidation, the area of rest. I think we need a pullback, and we're going to pull back to out. I was first thinking this zone here, because this zone is a support zone for the dollar index. Also, it just broke this zone here. Once it broke this zone, it took out this zone. It took out this bar with one straight bullish candle on a 4-hour. So it invalidated this bar. So it invalidated any kind of selling behavior. This bar would have invalidated it. And then price carried on going up, but price did not come back to retest this zone that it broke here. Also, though, price didn't come back to retest this zone that it broke here. But the thing is that we could say that this was a minor zone. So if this is a minor zone, it does not need to be retested. But because this was more of a bigger zone, it was more of a zone where sellers were getting into market, then this zone needs to be tested for liquidity, and now sellers will start entering the market. The market will move more as there will be more selling and more buying, and then the divide will move the market better. So it is better for when there's more buyers and sellers, because you get a clearer move, and the move is always a lot quicker. So we had all of this consolidating, and then if people had buys here and were patient enough, their buys would have worked, because we consolidated this much, and then the consolidating came to an end. And once the consolidation comes to an end, it goes in the direction that it wanted to go the whole way, so the correct direction the whole time, which was up. So yeah. So now we've had that move. We have a lot of empty space here. This empty space needs to be filled, and I believe that this empty space will be filled, because empty spaces have to be filled. If not now, it doesn't have to be now. That's the only thing. It doesn't have to be filled right now. But yeah, so this is a resistance zone. So it gives you extra confluence of your price action theory. So you put your price action theory together with what you know about the market in terms of technical analysis. All right, so here's the dollar index. Let me just, okay, cool. So this makes more sense, because the dollar index, we can say that it doesn't need to come to this zone, because I'll explain to you why. Because now we have another reason why this zone was taken out. So we have had a trend line. 2 touches means a trend line. So 2 touches, we can draw a trend line. 3rd touch, bounced off it, faked, broke through that zone, retested that zone. So that made sense, right? Because it broke the zone, retested the zone, but it retested the trend line. So if it retested the trend line, then once it breaks, that's it. It goes. It can pull back a lot and then come back down, or it can just go. So we can expect price. So now we can say dollar index might retrace fully till here, to the top, and then we might pull back down to retest these lower prices, and then we might go up again. And then this will be a very important level. These kind of levels will be, this trend line will be very important in the future on the dollar index. But yeah, in the short term, what we're looking for this week, because that's what we're trading this week. Now we bet on the dollar going down to at least a little retracement to here. We'll see if we can hold it down to this area. If it does go to this area, if it doesn't, we'll be buying the dollar back again, because the dollar is very strong, very bullish. So yeah, if price does take out this zone today, then you'd wait for a retest double bottom, something like that to go higher. So you predict all the possible ways the market could go. Have your favorite way, but always predict the most. Always predict all the ways because the market can go anyway. All right, so that's dollar index. Let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. My entry was better than everyone else's entry. My entry was 109.347. Most of you guys got in about 109.23293 if you got in when I sent the signal. So you're about 7 pips up, about 12 pips up now. Looking at this is the, as we said in the dollar index, we were looking for a retracement. So with UJ, we're also looking for a retracement. However, we're probably gonna go lower than this, or we might go lower than this. Let me explain to you why. We might come to this zone to test the zone because once we took out the zone, we took it out. We never came back. We didn't even retest it. So price did have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is the right shoulder that most people miss because it's a wick shoulder on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour will go up, form a wick, and then by the time you get confirmation on the 4 hour, you miss it. So you enter these kind of trades with less confirmations, but you have a better probability that you're going to win them. So makes sense. Yeah, so this is USD JPY. Now, as we said, it's the same setup as dollar index, same explanation for everything. We've had the long bearish trend, and then the market consolidated. So we dropped down, consolidated, changed market structure, back up again, and then we found resistance now, as we can see by very strong bearish candles in the 4 hour. Like all of this green is all bearish, all buyers. You can tell when sellers enter market. You can see all these rejections. You can see all these red bars. You just have to look at the charts and you'll see. Like here, you can see obvious higher, low. Price goes up, comes back down to test the zone, goes higher, test the zone, goes higher, test the zone, go higher, test the zone, and then we broke through. So yeah, if you bought dips here, you would have bought all of this. Anyway, yeah, so this week we're looking for the short. If there's enough liquidity by the end of the week, we might get the longs as well, depending. We don't have any major USD news this week, so it's not too bad. Here USD CAD. USD CAD consolidates a lot, but when it drops, it makes nice moves. So here we had one. We had the same consolidation move there, and we have one now. We are waiting for a break. Now, if you draw this properly, don't need this. All right, so if we can see, this is the area of consolidation. This area of consolidation, once we broke this area of consolidation, we retested. So you can see it's a simple textbook trade. Break, retest, go lower. So here, if we want to take shorts, we want to see a break. Same thing, retest, go lower. And once you get in on the retest, you have a smaller stop loss. And you're risking less. You might miss a setup, but if you miss a setup, at least you don't get in a setup at the perfect time for the opposite kind of trade. So right now, let's draw a top scenario. So say the top scenario is happening. Sorry. Okay, so say the top scenario is going to happen now. If we break out, if we buy, oh no, yeah. So say we buy now because we think the top is going to happen. Then if you buy now and the market goes down, starts going down, retest and go lower. Even if you have a buy here, then the market breaks. Once the market starts moving back up, you're not going to close your buys because the market is moving back up, and you're seeing that your position is getting less, and your position is being worth more and more until it comes to this point where you should be out at such a small loss, but you're going to hold your buys because you're attached to the trade, and that's when you lose the most money. So if you always wait for your confirmation, then you will never lose because if the market does break and retest, then you have like say 80% chance that we're going to go down. But if you buy now or sell now, you have 50% chance. 80% chance is better than 50% chance. The whole trading is all based on chance. You have to find your like chance. When you get your chance, enter. If you don't get a chance, don't enter. That's what trading is about. Not entering when like if you're bored, just not taking trades. Like that's not right. You should always follow a plan, trade when you're supposed to trade, and that's it. But yeah, USD CAD is nice this week. That's what I'm looking for this week. We can see a if we say this is a head, if the market breaks down, if the market comes down and then starts to break up and go higher, wouldn't be surprised because then this would be the head, left, right shoulder, and then break up higher. But this is not the clearest. Head and shoulders. What does show you this? Okay, so once we put that into play, now we can see that we have a higher chance of going lower. We have a higher chance of going lower now because we have a higher time frame resistance level on resistance. So we're probably not going to go higher. And we had a swing high here. No, we can say this is a swing. Let's see, where would you do fibs? You could do fibs from here to here, but then that would have already planned this move out. But we're trying to. So if this was a higher low, higher high, higher low, then we must create a higher high. So look, and then that theory tells you we're going higher. So if we do go higher, we have to put out this. Now it's all based on what do you call it? It's all based on confirmation and how we break. If we're going up, you have to see a clear break. If you're going down, it doesn't have to be as clear. So if you're looking to go up now, you want to see candles closing above this 4 hour. You don't want to see a small 4 hour here. You want to see a big 4 hour candle closing above this whole zone. That's when if you have bullish 4 hours above this area here where you can see these wicks. If this wicks is taken out and you get to this level here, we don't have to take out this wick. And then if we retrace from this zone back to here, then you can take nice buys. That's the only time buys are valid. Sales are valid if we drop, retest simple, and go down, just like this. Break, retest, 1 4 hour. But if you get on the top, you need more confirmations for buying. For selling, we won't need as much confirmations. So yeah, let's see. 4 hour bar, 4 hour just closed on the pairs. It is 4 hour. Still got 2 hours to go. Sorry, I'm just checking all of this. Okay. We didn't do AUD/USD. We did USD CAD. Okay, let's do AUD/USD. All right, I haven't done analysis on this, so let's do it together. All right, so AUD/USD weekly. Weekly time frame, we can see we've been making higher lows on the way up, and now we have broken. The dollar index has gone better in value. We retested this zone and we dropped. We are coming into a support area. This support area wasn't taken out because last week we closed above this area. So today's candle, this week's candle so far isn't anything because it only represents one day. It doesn't represent what happens, what's going to happen this whole week. So anything could happen throughout the week. So this candle can go back up. So yeah, as we said, because of the dollar index, as we said, we want to see that retracement. If we do get that retracement, then we're going to get a retracement of the Aussie dollar back to retest the trend line that it broke on the weekly. I want to get in on a weekly chart throughout the week. I want to take a sell, and then I want to ride this down. I want to ride this down to first area of first area, which will be next level support. And if the dollar does really good, then we could expect new lows in 2018. This is very high time frame, so this is a very high time frame. So this is weekly, remember. Yeah, so on the weekly, as I said, I'm expecting a bullish candle now. I'm expecting the bullish candle to wipe one bullish candle. So this week could wipe out the last 3 weeks of bearish candles. And then once we get that, a bit of consolidation next week, and then a drop the week after is what I'm waiting for. You have to be patient with these kind of moves. As you can see, we're expecting that. We've had the area, we can see that market structure is changing. Price went down and then price pumped back up, came back to retest, gonna go higher. This is nice. If we draw a trend line, it's not very clear. We didn't break the lows, so we could possibly go higher from this level. Yeah, looks simple, and it's good risk reward. I think we're looking at 7.7. So you're looking at 7.7, 200 pips, and then you're risking 31 pips. You get 1 to 6 risk to reward. It's a good risk to reward. That's a valid trade that you can take. Yeah. Alright, next NZD USD, same setup as AUD USD actually. Same thing. And then you want to see lows. You want to see the lows taken out. So NZD USD. Also below the zone. I'll put at 33 pips. It's just 2 extra pips to make sure that we don't break this zone as well. Is worth it. Let's just do one more to be safe. Yeah, so only 105 pips, so the risk to reward is 1 to 3. Not bad as well there. And then gold, we'll be making higher highs, higher lows. To get another entry, as I explained this over the weekend, to get another entry in, I want to see a break of this zone, retest. Once we retest this zone, I'll take buys again, retest this zone, take buys again. These will all be sent as signals. And then, as we said, the dollar index, we're expecting it to go up. So gold, we're expecting it to go down. And we want to see a sell from this zone here. And we want to see a sell all the way back down. Just like that. These are short term, this is long term. Depending on how long it happens, how long it takes to happen, we will decide. So that's the USD pairs. Let me do the Euro pairs quickly, and then that's it. All right, so Euro pound. Euro pound we took on Friday. We're up 40 pips right now. 40 pips in Euro pound is equivalent to 75 pips in Euro USD. Is pip value for Euro pound is more, so it's equal to about 75 pips for Euro USD. Euro USD, we got stopped out break even. We re-entered today just about an hour ago, and we are up 6 pips. So at least we're in profit. Don't move your stop loss to break even yet, obviously. Our sales are 460 pips. So yeah, it's going well. Euro CHF. I didn't do this analysis yet. Okay, if we go into the 4 hour, go into the 1 hour. And they're trying to fool people to buy. Alright, so if you want to buy a breakout, you'd have to wait for a proper break of this level to go higher. Something like this. And then to go lower, it'd be an easier option, I think. You'd wait for price to break and take out this level. And then come back. There's a lot of empty space that needs to be filled here as well. Let me just go on the higher time frame to see where we are. The higher time frame. Weekly. Oh, massive resistance level. Last time we got to this level, we dropped more than 2,000 pips in a day. Yeah, this is a huge resistance level, so I'd be more wary about buying on the higher time frame. If the higher time frame is telling you to sell, then it's better to look for sales in the lower time frame because the trade will come to you a lot easier. If we go into the 4 hour, let's just explain it again quickly. Yeah, so this might be a trick for people to start buying, and then if you see a break and retest, then just know that you can get a nice run out of this empty space. If you're in this, you can take this. All right, Euro AUD. Waiting for more of a pullback. I want to see this wick be filled, and then when the wick's filled, I want to see a move up. This is the daily time frame. So in the lower time frame, In the 4-hour, we still have to see what's going on here. Yeah, so if you want to see a move from there, then we draw a trend line, and then once price drops, on that level and then breaks up, retests, we'll be waiting here for buys. This will take time, so we just wait for the setup to come. And then first level here, and then same as any other trade, how you manage it. Yeah. So if you see a rejection here, up, this will show you that the structure, the market structure is changing into a bullish market. And then at the perfect time, just take buys. EuroCAD, I bet no one's doing this, but this is since, what was it, 5th March. I'm still waiting for price to come back a little bit more to the trend line, to this trend line here. So I'm waiting for it to enter a bit lower. And then also looking for buys. Because we have a major zone here, for the market, for this change in market structure, we want to see something similar to Euro AUD, where price actually breaks and shows you that the structure of the market is changing, and then at that time you can take buys because you know that the market is changing structure, and you're no longer in a bullish, you're no longer in a bearish market. Sorry. Last one, let's do Euro JPY. Euro JPY. All right, so Euro JPY, long downtrend. We tried buying, that didn't work. It's literally consolidating at this area, if you call it. We had a rejection. I don't see why not. I don't see why we wouldn't go lower. The next support, very bearish market. The next support is 128-ish. So this support should be taken out. So in the lower time frame, you want to look for sells. To take sells, to get the best entries, you look left to see where price could pull back to get your best entries, because price always pulls back, always uses history. So if price pulled back to either one of these zones, you can assess price action and see if you can get a nice entry. I wouldn't take that one. Yeah, so if price pulled back to one of those two levels before we went lower, then that would be better for everyone. Lower time frame bearish is bearish. Consider that a fake out. If we get a retest of one of these two zones, we will be waiting for sells. So let's just drop that down on our graph. And then if we get an entry at this level here, we can put our stop loss here, and then this would invalidate everything. So if we put our stop loss above this spike, that's 100 pips, and then ride this down to the next support, that's 500 pips. 1 to 5 risk to reward for 500 pips is good. Risking 100 pips on small accounts is dangerous. So depending on price action, we'll assess how many pips we'll jump in with. We'll see, depending on price action. Yeah, so for now, I want to see that pullback. Oh no, I didn't do pound pairs. Okay, so for pound pairs, price retraced, price dropped, price made a swing low, price went up to make the swing high. We pulled back. This might just be ammo filling up to go higher. This zone is a very, very strong buying zone. I want to see price go up like it did now, but I want to see it come back down to get some more liquidity before we go higher. And I want to take buys if we drop back down support to make a double bottom. Nothing says we're going to make a double bottom, but it will cause more liquidity in the market. And if it does make a double bottom, then we would be better off because we would get our target in pips very quickly. So say stop. Yeah. Great British Pound USD weekly time frame. We just got into an area of support. This is a strong area of support. If it's not wiped, if this level isn't taken out, then this level could hold. This level is also a level of retested broken resistance. Now retesting and solidifying as support. We also have a channel, I believe. This channel was broken recently by Great British Pound USD. Now I'm waiting for a pullback higher. With Great British Pound maybe gaining strength, the pullback may not be. It might not be a pullback, and it might be a complete change in market structure. So we just have to be careful in how we manage if we take buys. Yeah. So looking at pullback like that. Low. Yep. Great British Pound CHF weigh-in sells currently at 230 pips. I wanted to see another high, another touch of the trend line. I think we're going to get a bit of consolidation. We're going to consolidate in this area. Once we get to the trend line, I think we're going to have a nice drop to TP. This TP is not the final TP. We might look for 1.3, depending on how price behaves. Wait, let's make our first TP. Okay. And then second TP would be here. And third TP would be here. That's Great British Pound CHF. All right, Great British Pound AUD. Also, it bounced off the trend line, so we could be looking for longs now. We broke out the trend line. Great British Pound AUD is good with retesting trend lines. So if we do retest this trend line, then we can take a nice buy up. As I said, Great British Pound AUD is good at retesting trend lines, so this is likely that we will get a retest. And if we do, then we will be entering buys for the next move up, because now we have officially come back to the zone that we have broken. We didn't come back to it here, but we eventually came back to it. And every time we break a zone, we'll always come back to it. And this did that. So yeah, once we retest, we're gonna go high again, and we're gonna make another. We're gonna probably make another leg up to 1.9. Just in the daily, it'll be higher than that. Let me put that next resistance. If we enter, stop loss would have to be 73 pips stop loss, and you want to go higher on the retest. And no drawdown for several hundred pips. That's a good trade. And the last pair is Great British Pound CAD. We also had a trend line here. We broke it. We have a zone. We just want to see a retest. We just want to see a retest of price. We just want to see price move higher. We just want to see price come back and retest and stick to its market structure. Okay, so we have this trend line here, so we might do that. Either way, we will look to take about sell. If both these zones are taken out, then you just wait for this level to be taken out and a retest of this level, but I highly doubt that would happen. So yeah, I'm looking at these sells if we get confirmations to take them for this week. If we get this one, it'll be this week. It'll be over this week. So yeah, that's all the pairs for now. We're gonna trade the pairs when we see confirmation for each one, and yeah, everything should be good. So hope everyone has a good bank holiday, and we will start trading properly from tomorrow. Hold your USD JPY and Euro USD, and then we will look for these entries tomorrow. I'm not going to take this yet. We'll see how this develops, and we'll take this tomorrow because we won't have a lot of liquidity today anyway. So yeah. All right. So I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll post this on YouTube as soon as we finish.